Aloha everyone, I'm Mike G and welcome to the channel. If it's your first time here, please hit the subscribe button and don't forget to like and share. Anyway, so today I'm going to discuss ownership of my Volvo. So prior to buying the Volvo, I had the Volkswagen ID.4 all-wheel drive Pro S and a Tesla Model Y Performance on order. However, I bought the Volvo. So I'm going to give you my thoughts on my way to work on the Volvo, ownership of the Volvo, whether I regret it, and how did I come to purchase it. Other than that, enjoy the video.
All right, good morning. So just wanted to start off a few things. Now we just had an update. I can do Bluetooth or I can do Apple Car Connect. So I'm going to do Apple Car Connect. That way I can use Waze. And we're going to go to work.
All set. Let's hit the road.
So you notice that the map, the Google map, went away once I went with the Waze map. They won't display at the same time. Now, if I wanted to, I can go back to maps.
At the roundabout, continue straight.
Well, actually, let me go back to Apple CarPlay. Let me hit stop. Then you notice the map comes back up. So if I change the map to the unloaded maps, if I go and hit work like I did before, it comes up.
In 1,000 feet at the traffic circle, continue straight to stay on Kamole
here
Henua Street.
And here. So I can change this display. Excuse me. I can change this display. I can go back to the Apple CarPlay. I'm not navigating on the app on the Waze, so it'll keep it both the two different maps. So I also can look at my range. So a lot of people say that that the Volvo doesn't have the range, but it does tell you the range. So based off of my driving, I can get up to 240 miles. Right now my consumption was, well, the highest just before I stopped was at about 35 kilowatts per every 100 miles. Not 45. So it'll just show me my energy usage right here. It'll give me an estimate of or a guesstimate. I can hit the range optimizer. If I turn it on, it'll do stuff like limit the power when I punch it, or the AC, what have you, stuff, especially when the power gets low, but we're not going to do that right now.
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto Ho'omahala Avenue.
What we are going to do is turn the air conditioner on. And see, my range optimizer dropped from the estimated of a 240 down to 190 just because I turned on the climate control, and it shows that right there. So it's a big difference. I'm gonna let this car behind me pass.
Turn left onto HOMOJLA Avenue.
Are in a rush this morning on the way to work, so I wouldn't mind. Yep, I knew they was gonna do a rolling stop. It's none of my business, but I don't want to be in their way of them rushing, especially in a residential neighborhood. I don't get it, but anyway.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Kulakai Parkway.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop that one and go back to the Apple CarPlay, and I use Waze. Going to work.
In a quarter of a mile, turn right. In 0.1 miles, turn right.
So one of the things I love about Waze, the Google Maps that come on it already loaded. I love that you can have it in this screen, and I can have something else on the screen, or have them both displayed on the screen at a glance. However, I like using Google.
Turn right.
Excuse me. I like using the Waze better because I like when it gives you the notification. Now, there's a way to do it in Google Maps too, but I've grown accustomed to using Waze, so I like using that. That was crazy.
Exit right.
That was crazy, the amount of range that changed it dropped from the 240 down to 190. Again, that's based off of driving speed and climate control. So, oops, didn't mean to hit that. I'm gonna turn the climate control off. Let's go back to the range, and this is back to 240. So that is a lot of power consumption using the air conditioning. It's only 78 degrees right now. Oh, again, aloha from Oahu, Hawaii. It's a nice day out, and on a typical day like today, going to work, I would normally open the windows and open the sunroof, but I have my GoPro.
In 0.1 miles, exit right.
On the GoPro. But it's just crazy how much of a difference with the AC.
Exit right.
And just the Apple CarPlay, I just love the various things that you can do. If you got something on, you can have the map. You can see what you was listening to. And yesterday on the way home, I was listening to NPR Politics. I can see my calendar, what have you. So, just like that. Well, one of the things that I love about the Volvo is how solid it feels, and I love that it's not bringing attention to it. They're saying, "Hey, I'm an EV," because there is an ICE version of this car, and they pretty much look the same except for the front grille, and all the full electric Volvo XC40 Recharge have the black roofline, so no matter what color you have. Now in the gas version, I think like the top of the line, one of the sport packages or whatever, I'm not familiar. I remember this sales agent told me about it before, so I can't recall, so don't beat me up. But I remember that one of the sport ones came with the black roof line too. But all the full electric Recharge of the XC40 comes with the black roof line, which I kind of like. You couldn't tell it on the black one, the all black one. Last year, 2021, I did consider the Volvo at that time. They had a black one in the showroom. I'll try to put a link here. But it was pretty nice because it had like the red carpet down at the bottom and stuff. I thought it was different and neat. I can imagine after a while, it's probably hard to keep the red, clean, looking clean. As opposed to the black, but I mean, it was pretty nice. I think it's ironic that I still have bought one too. I was really considering it then, but some of the things that I was deterred because I was looking at the Volkswagen ID.4, which I had on order last year. I didn't cancel it to this year after I bought the Volvo. The Volkswagen ID.4 all-wheel drive Pro S with the Radiant package. Also had a Tesla Model Y Performance on order last year. So to give a little history back up, this is my second electric vehicle. I did buy a Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus last year. I was contemplating between the Tesla and the Volkswagen, and I placed the order. Was like whichever one coming first. The Tesla came in first. I did go to my Volkswagen dealer before taking delivery of the Tesla and attempted to purchase a two-wheel drive, the rear-wheel drive version of the ID.4. I found one that I liked. I was ready to make the deal. We couldn't come to an agreement on the price until a week later. One thing I don't like, and I'm not bashing, so I'm not going to mention the dealership, but one thing I don't like, if I contact you on purchasing a vehicle, we didn't agree on a price, but then I went to one of the other dealers and was like, hey, look, this other dealer has the exact same color, model, everything is the same, specs the same. Tax tag title out the door was different from what the other dealership, the original dealership, was going with. So I sent it to my sales agent. The sales agent didn't reply back to me. Now, at least acknowledge like, hey, okay, I got it, hold on. or let me talk to my manager to see what we can do. At least acknowledge my text. They didn't acknowledge my text. I waited. After about 5 days, Tesla was like, hey, what are you gonna do? I'm like, I'll take delivery on Friday. And sure enough, it was pretty easy. I know a lot of people might bash the Tesla. I still like them. I didn't have a problem with them. I had some, you know, panel gaps. They fixed it. The Tesla Honolulu, they did a great job keeping me informed or what have you, and taking care of things for me. They even did home delivery. They brought it to my house. I was at work and I watched, and I got the alert on my from the home alarm when it was pulling in the driveway. So I actually watched them pulling it up and, you know, what have you. So I thought it was pretty cool. Anyway, back to the Volvo. I had liked the Tesla. I thought it was great. I felt like I still needed an SUV. I needed more room in the trunk to be able to have the hatchback, to be able to load stuff in. Because sometimes I have to drop stuff off, equipment for work, shipping it out to various places, or picking up equipment. So I wanted to be able to have that convenience of an SUV. Also, you know, sometimes we might be out, my wife and I might be out shopping, and I see something and we want to buy it for the house. I want to have to try to, hey, can you borrow your truck, or having to try to rent a truck and come back. It, you know, just adds a lot of to the thing. Now, yeah, everything can't fit in my XC40 Volvo, but we did have a situation that we was purchasing one of our spare bedrooms, a mattress, and it was in one of the box mattresses that's compressed and opens up. And the delivery,
Exit left.
I think the delivery was going to cost us like $100, $100 some dollars. But I went out and measured. I measured the box. I measured the trunk with the seats folded down. It was like, nope, we'll take it now. And I saved $100 some bucks. So that was great. So that was one of the reasons why I wound up going with SUV. I didn't get the Tesla Model Y I had on order, or the Volkswagen. It just so happened that both of them got pushed back. They kept getting pushed back. I started growing impatient. Contacted Volvo. They had this one who someone ordered. They special ordered, fully loaded, with the appearance package, which I was wanting. I didn't necessarily want the color, but I have grown accustomed to it. And the manager was like, you know, I can see if it's still available.
1 miles. Exit left.
And it'll be yours. So she checked. I did my deposit over the phone. And Friday morning, January 7th, I took delivery of it. So I've had it a little bit over 6 months. It's been great. Yeah, I owned it.
Exit left.
I took delivery on it January 7th. Then on January 19th, I had a young lady who was distracted and ran into the back of me, caused a little bit over $10,000 in damage. My car went in the shop around the 18th, excuse me, of April, and I got it back the 18th of May. Part of the delay was just, you know, a lot of the car manufacturers are having troubles or finding it difficult to keep up with demand, you know, with shipping delays and employees, etc. So, and that's part of probably why my Volkswagen and the Tesla Model Y Performance that I had on order kept getting pushed back. So anyway, which was fine. The insurance company had me in a rental car for a month. I did miss my car, but now I got it back and everything is great. I love the ride height. One of the things that was deterring me last year in 2021 from getting the Volvo is I was comparing it to the battery range to the Tesla, which had a little bit more range. But even after buying the standard range plus Tesla, which had maybe about the same amount of range as the Volvo does, with me charging at home in my garage, and you know, this might work for some, might not work for others. I charge every night just like I do my cell phone. I did a test, which kind of got skewed because I had to, on the third day, wind up having to go to one of the other military installations on the island, which is quite a distance, which that went away from my normal go to work, maybe go grab lunch, whatever thing is. So I went like 3 days before I needed to charge, which was fine. I was using the air conditioning when I did it. So could I squeezed out a little bit more mileage? Probably so, but it is what it is. But I don't get range anxiety because I charge every day. I do live on an island. But even if I didn't live on an island, let's say if I lived in the mainland, I would still charge every night. And the amount of EV charging systems, I know like in some places, in more rural areas have less, but in some of the more city areas, even suburbs that have more charging stations, and the car will tell you, once it start getting low, the car will tell you, you at X amount of percentage do you want to navigate to the nearest charging station. So even, well, Waze doesn't have that, but you can use your other apps. I think on here, I have my Plug Share app, Electrify America app, or what have you. So, but I'm gonna go back to the regular map that came with it. So if you can see, it has the little EV, the charge point thing, and it'll show me where all the various charge points, not the brand charge point, but charging stations. And it'll even tell what type of charger it is. Is it a slow, medium, fast? And where is that on the island? So that's pretty cool to just navigate to where you need to go. As long as you do it, it's a matter of a lot of people who going from an ICE car that might go, fill up, drive till they're about a quarter of a tank, or even maybe wait till the grass light come on and then go fill up again. With the EV, depending on your circumstances, you might not do that. It just depends on what you're doing. Even traveling, there's a lot of YouTube footage out there that shows people doing cannonball runs across the country in various EVs. I saw one couple, I can't recall their name to give them credit. I saw one couple, I think they're out of North Carolina, and they flew down to Florida and bought the Mini Cooper, the electric Mini Cooper, the two-door one, which has like the lowest range. And they drove it up the East Coast with no problem. There was a lot of charging stations up and down I-95. So if you're on the fence about it, especially gas prices keep going up, just do your research. A lot of the car companies, the mainstream car companies, are putting out EVs now, and everybody compares everything to Tesla. Tesla has kind of been, well, not kind of been, they've been the leader in the industry, and everybody's playing catch up. However, I'm not knocking Tesla. Would I buy another Tesla? Yes. Right now, one of the benefits of non-Teslas, most of the EVs that are coming out still have the federal tax credit. So something to think about. All right, I'm gonna go back to my Apple CarPlay. Let's go back to Waze. Oh, we're on the wrong map. Oh, we are on the right map. Sorry. We're still going to work. So overall, I haven't had any issues. I love that with the EVs
Hazard reported ahead.
What's called over-the-air updates. So when an update is available, your car will let you know, update da-da-da-da is available. It'll show you what all is, what is changing or fixing or whatnot. And actually, do you want to do it? It'll tell you if you do it, it's going to need to lock the vehicle for whatever the time it's going to take to do the update, which was great. So like when I just did the last update that allowed me to have the Apple CarPlay, it said that the car would need to be locked for an hour and a half. I think it took less than an hour and a half, if I'm not mistaken. But I guess they gave you the worst case scenario of how long it would take, which is great. Have I had any glitches? Yes, sometimes.
In 1 mile, exit right.
When I first got it, it's got the automatic braking, so if it sends something, it'll stop it, especially like when I'm backing in the garage. Some of it was real sensitive when I first got it. You know, through software updates, they fixed it. You know, I didn't have to take the car back into the Volvo dealer. Unlike with my ICE cars, I've had, if there was a firmware update, you had to come take it into the dealership, you know, set an appointment, take time out, you know, drop it off, either wait at the dealership or catch the shuttle, or if you was fortunate enough to get a loaner, for them to do the ECU flash or update, you know, whatever software update they had.
In a quarter of a mile, exit right.
With it not having a combustible engine, there's no oil to change, you know, there's no scheduled maintenance. It's just great. The only downfall that I see so far, I like modifying. There's not a lot of aftermarket
Exit
stuff
right.
as far as performance wise or even aesthetics.
In
There are
1
some
mile,
aesthetic
continue straight.
options, but like as far as suspension, last time I checked, there wasn't too much. There was some for the gas version, for the ICE version of this car, the XC40, but not for the electric. Now there
Hazard
might be.
reported ahead.
There might be now. I had stopped looking for a while. I like the way it sits. It came with a 20-inch rim. I like that mine has the appearance package, and on all of them have the little spoiler on the back. So with the appearance package, it give you, well, like I like to call it a baseball cap. It almost like wearing your baseball cap backwards. I thought it looks a little sporty. So the way it sits, I know that they sell. I've seen I've seen aftermarket spacers that push the OEM wheels out a little bit more even with the fender wells. So I think with a little slight drop, it'll be great. I'm not trying to slam it and have it sitting on the ground. I mean, because it's still an SUV. I like some SUVs dropped, you know, air management systems on coilovers and air management. That's not what I want to do to this. But I would like to fill in some of that gap. Other than that, I guess that's my only, if that's even a complaint. That's, if you want to consider that a complaint. So I loved it. I love the performance. You know, it's all-wheel drive. Has 402 horsepower, I think it is. With 0 to 60 is like 4.2 seconds, 4.5, depends on which. What research you do. I mean, what database they come up. But it is pretty quick, especially for a dad wagon. I'm not gonna say it's a soccer mom vehicle because it's mine. It's a dad wagon. One of the sport cubes. So 4.2 seconds. This 4 seconds, 0 to 60, 4 point whatever, is pretty quick, in my opinion. In a lot of categories, you know, there's a lot of cars that claim to have performance and don't do 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds. So again, for a dad wagon, it's not bad. It has all the luxury creature comfort items. The only downfall, I guess I do got one kind of a zonk. The telescopic steering wheel, it's manual. Other than that, everything else is good to go. Everything else is powered. Very luxurious. I know I got a bunch of crap in here right now, but it does have the wireless charger. But I like having my phone up here, because prior to Volvo updating the software to allow for Apple CarPlay, what I would do is still use my little aftermarket mount that I use, that I purchased, and I would run Apple CarPlay on the phone and just have it playing through my Bluetooth speaker, which worked out well for me. You know what I'm saying? And unless I was listening to the radio and stuff, and then I would just see the alerts pop up. So it was great. So I guess out of all the whole car, that's the only thing I have a complaint about, is the being a luxury car, to have the manual steering wheel adjustment, but that's minor. You know, I put it in the spot. I'm the only one that usually drive it, unless I'm a friend of mine, you know, testing it, like, oh, you got to drive it. But so it's pretty much set to me, to my likings. Home link, it has the home link. Most like all cars, you know, it has the 360 camera. You can put it on which camera you want to see. It also has the it also will tell you, so like if the car in front of me pulls away and I'm distracted, dozing off, or just daydreaming, it'll let me know that the vehicle, it'll chime. Let's see if we can get it to do it. This guy's trying to change lanes. I'm gonna see if it'll do it. See, it says ready to drive and got an arrow, so it's telling me to go forward. So I thought it was cool. A lot of car manufacturers are doing that now too, but I thought it was great. And now, so it won't do it if you're just at the light and the light turned green. I know that when I had my Tesla, if you had the full subscription, when the light turned green, you'll see the green light on the screen, and it'll let you know that the light is green. So if you didn't take off within the, you know, those few seconds of the light turning green, it'll let you know, hey, the light is green. So anyways, that's about it. Let me know what you think. You know, it's your first time to the channel, make sure you subscribe. I'm gonna try to start doing more videos with my Volvo, because I don't see a lot of content out there on the Volvo XC40. I see a lot on everything else. There's a plethora of Tesla content, which is great. There's a plethora of some of the newer EVs that are coming out. You know, I like that new Genesis. I was watching something on that, the GV70. I think it's the GV70. Whatever, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Their new one, I like the new Hyundai Ioniq 5. Sorry, some traffic. The Hyundai
0.1 miles. Continue
the Kia
straight.
version. I think those are pretty attractive. Will I sell my Volvo? I don't know. I think I did. I was over at the Navy Exchange down at Pearl Harbor, and I saw the Kia version parked behind me, and the roof line was almost, it was bigger than what I thought. It looks bigger in person than what it does on the pictures and the magazines and even in the videos. So seeing it next to my Volvo, it stood almost as tall as my Volvo, not quite. So I would have to get in it. I love the height of my Volvo. I think it's the perfect height, even though I said I want to lower the suspension more, just a little bit.
Straight.
But I like the height of it. You know, I'm not feeling monster truck, you know, looking down at people, but I think I'm at a good height. I love the height. It's easy to step in and out of, especially for my in-laws. If we get ready to go somewhere and we go to pick them up, with them being elderly, it's easier for them to get in and out, as opposed to I own a 2016 Volkswagen Jetta GLI. You know, it's kind of like you sit down in it. Even with the Tesla Model 3, it was kind of the same thing. I sat down in it, you know, and had to climb out of it. You know, this, I just kind of walked into it. Excuse me, if that makes sense. So let me know if you got any questions. Leave a comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You know, feel free to share the video. You might have somebody doing research on what they like. Especially, there's a lot of content creators that I follow that review cars. That's their primary job. That's what they do. And you get a good snapshot, but I wanted to be able to add content from someone who actually owns and drive on a daily. This is my daily driver, so I wanted to give feedback. So if it's something that you're interested in, you got questions on, drop a comment, let me know, hit me up. I would love to hear from you. Other than that, I'm Mike G, bidding you aloha from the island of Oahu in the beautiful state of Hawaii. Have a great day. All right, welcome back. So did you enjoy the video? I know that some of y'all might have questions and why you decide. I know Tesla is reigning supreme, and there's a lot of competition out there. I don't knock none of them. I did have some choices. I am, full disclosure, I am a diehard
Volkswagen advocate, but I was willing to not buy the Volkswagen due to the circumstance. If you've seen the video, you know, I'll explain why. If you're to this portion of the video and you didn't see it, you might have dozed off or you was talking to someone else, so go ahead and hit that rewind button and watch it again. Other than that, thank you again. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and please share. Aloha. Chew.